Hello, my name is Jean Smith. I'm 35 years old. I'm originally from Iowa City, Iowa, although I haven't lived in the States for the last 14 years. I've traveled to over 50 countries. I've been living in countries such as Japan, Ireland, Australia, and Istanbul. For the last 10 years, I've been living in London. I got my BA in cultural anthropology, and recently I got my MA from SOAS in London in social anthropology. Welcome to my workplace, one of my many workplaces. We're here now in the Luberon Valley in France, and if you look closely, you can just see my desk perched up on the edge of the mountain. I love studying human behavior. I am fascinated as to why we act as we do, and it's even more interesting when you have the extra element of culture added in. I find that people are generally quite similar. It's the devil in the detail, as they say. Let's look at the structure of marriage and the rules for marriage. In our Western society, it's an individual who chooses their partner. It's done for love, and it's usually only the two of them in the marriage. We won't count the in-laws. But comparing this to ancient Egypt, the woman had very little say about who her partner would be. In fact, the contract was between the father and the future husband. And the marriage wasn't for love. It was usually to find someone who could provide an heir for the throne or to increase the bonds of the different kingdoms. And there were sometimes more than two people in the marriage. In fact, the kings often had over 200 wives, and there was a good chance that one of them would be related to him. Because the royalty was passed through the female line rather than the male, in order for a king to be a pharaoh, he had to marry a royal princess who would either be his sister or half-sister. But if we look at the mythology of ancient Egypt, we see very close familial relationships, and also the fact that it seems that incest wasn't taboo. We often hear of brother and sister relationships. But a lot of this could come from the way that Egyptians used the word kinship. So, for example, the word father wouldn't necessarily only mean father. It would also mean grandfather or any male ancestor. The same for the word female. Now, the word sister had an even greater breadth. It could be a concubine, it could be a lover, it could be a niece, it could be an aunt, it could be someone who's very close to the family. So, because of these terms, when we hear about brother and sister relationships, it doesn't necessarily mean brother and sister in the way that we would look at it in modern Western society. The above information was supplied from research by Carolyn Seawright. So, yes, I have been to Egypt. It was too long ago, for too short a time. I would love to go again. What social anthropologists wouldn't want to explore? Basically the birthplace of modern civilization that's left such a cultural legacy. It would be fabulous. I've heard of Dr. Hawass. He's a great archaeologist and Egyptologist. And I do respect the integrity that he brings to the field. So, that's it from me, Jean Smith. Now, fingers crossed, if I'm lucky enough, the next time I'm looking at a valley, it's going to be the Valley of the Kings. But for now, I'll settle for the beautiful Luberon Valley in France.